glass shattered behind her just as she burst through the club doors. Music slammed into her chest, heavy bass, pulsing lights, bodies moving like nothing in the world could touch them. But someone grabbed her wrist from behind, hard enough to make her gasp. "Get off me," she said, breathless, twisting. "You think you can run?" her ex hissed, his voice sharp with rage and alcohol. "You think I won't find you?" Her heart pounded so loud she was sure people could hear it over the music. Faces blurred as she stumbled forward, heels slipping on polished marble. She scanned the room wildly. Bouncers, guards, men in suits, men who looked dangerous enough that no one dared touch them. Her ex tightened his grip. "You're embarrassing yourself." Then she saw him. He sat at the center of the VIP section, relaxed, unmoving, as if the chaos around him didn't exist. One arm draped over the back of a leather booth. Black suit, open collar, calm eyes that missed nothing. Men stood around him, not watching the dance floor, not drinking, watching him. Korean, late 30s, power radiating off him in a way that made the air feel heavier. She didn't think. She acted. She yanked her wrist free, stumbled forward, and before anyone could stop her, she climbed onto his lap. The club seemed to freeze. Gasps rippled through the VIP section. Someone cursed in Korean. A guard reached for her shoulder. The man beneath her lifted one finger. Everything stopped. She sat stiffly on his lap, her back straight, breath shallow, her pulse screaming in her ears. She could feel the heat of him through the thin fabric of her dress. His hand rested lightly at her waist, not gripping, not pushing her away. Her ex stormed forward. "Hey, that's my—" The man looked up, not fast, not aggressive, just enough. The ex stopped mid-sentence. Silence spread like oil. The man leaned closer to her ear, his voice low, controlled, carrying only to her. "Don't move," he murmured. "Who's he?" Her throat felt dry. "My ex. Does he know you?" "Yes." "Is he dangerous?" "Yes." His hand tightened slightly at her waist, not possessive, not rough, protective. "Then you did the right thing," he said. Her ex laughed nervously. "Sir, I don't know who you think you are, but she's coming with me." The man finally looked directly at him. "I am Kang Jae-Min," he said quietly. The name hit the room like a dropped glass. Color drained from her ex's face. I didn't realize." Jae-Min tilted his head. "You didn't realize you were touching what's mine?" "She's not yours," the ex snapped, then immediately looked terrified that he'd said it. Jae-Min smiled. It didn't reach his eyes. "She is," he said calmly. "Because she chose to be." His gaze dropped to her just for a moment. "Didn't you?" Her lips trembled. "Yes." "Good." Jae-Min raised his eyes again. "Leave." The ex swallowed. "Look, I don't want trouble." "Too late," Jae-Min replied. He nodded once. Two guards moved instantly, gripping the ex by the arms and dragging him backward. The man shouted, cursed, struggled. "You don't own her," he yelled. "This isn't over." Jae-Min didn't react. The shouting faded. The music resumed. The club exhaled. Only then did Jae-Min look down at her fully. "You can breathe now," he said. She realized she'd been holding her breath. Her shoulders sagged. Her hands shook. "Thank you," she whispered. "You're still shaking," he observed. Her voice cracked. "I didn't know where else to go." "You came to me," he said. "That was instinct." She glanced around, suddenly aware of where she was sitting. "I can get up." His hand remained steady at her waist. "Not yet." Her eyes snapped to his. "Why?" "Because if you move now," he said softly, "he'll think he still has access to you." She swallowed. "And if I stay?" "Then he understands something very important." "What?" "That you're protected." The word settled deep in her chest. Protected. She studied his face up close now, the controlled expression, the faint scar near his jaw, the eyes that held storms behind discipline. "Who are you, really?" she asked. He met her gaze without blinking. "Someone your ex should never look for again." Her laugh came out shaky. "You're terrifying." "Yes," he said simply. "And tonight? That's a good thing." A server approached nervously with a drink tray. Jae-Min took a glass and handed it to her. "Drink." "I don't usually." "Drink," he repeated, gentler this time. She took a sip, her hands steadied slightly. "What's your name?" he asked. "Amina." "Amina," he repeated, testing it. "You don't belong in places like this." "Neither do you," she replied before she could stop herself. One corner of his mouth lifted. "I built places like this." She frowned. "That doesn't make it better." "No," he agreed. "It makes it honest." Silence stretched between them, not awkward, just charged. "I can't stay on your lap forever," she said quietly. "You won't," he replied, "but when you leave, it will be with me." Her heart skipped. "I don't even know you." "You know enough," he said. "You know I stopped him." "And what do you want in return?" His gaze sharpened, assessing. "Right now?" "Yes." "Nothing," he said. "Later?" "We'll see." That answer scared her more than a demand would have. She shifted slightly. His hand adjusted instinctively, keeping her steady. "You're safe tonight," he whispered near her ear. "I'll protect you." Her eyes burned. For the first time in months, she believed someone. The ride out of the club felt unreal. Amina sat in the back of a black sedan that smelled faintly of leather and something sharper, clean, expensive, controlled. The door shut with a heavy thud that sounded final, like a line being drawn behind her. Jae-Min sat beside her, close but not touching. Two men occupied the front seats, silent, eyes forward. Only when the car pulled into traffic did her body finally react. Her hands began to shake again. She pressed them together in her lap, embarrassed. "I'm sorry," she murmured. "I don't usually fall apart." Jae-Min glanced at her hands. "You were being hunted. That's dramatic." "It's accurate." She let out a shaky breath. "You didn't have to help me." "I know." "Then why did you?" He studied her for a moment as if weighing how much truth to give. "Because you were brave." She laughed softly. "Sitting on a stranger's lap isn't brave. It's desperate." "Desperation and courage often look the same," he said. "The difference is intention." She turned toward him. "And what was my intention?" "To survive." The car slowed at a red light. Neon signs reflected across the window, painting his face in streaks of color. "Where are we going?" she asked. "Somewhere safe." "That's not an address." "You don't need one yet." Her jaw tightened. "You keep answering like that." "Yes." "It makes it hard to trust you." "You trusted me enough to sit on my lap," he replied evenly. "That was instinct." "Exactly." She looked away, watching the city blur past. Seoul at night was beautiful, glittering, alive, merciless. "My ex," she said quietly. "His name is Daniel. He doesn't let go when he thinks something is his." Jae-Min's eyes hardened. "Did he hurt you?" She hesitated. The silence was answer enough. "How long?" he asked. "Longer than I should have stayed." "And why did you stay?" She swallowed. "Because when you move to a new country and you don't know the rules yet, sometimes the wrong person feels like safety." The car stopped. A private elevator opened directly into an underground garage. Security cameras tracked their movement. Men nodded to Jae-Min with respect that bordered on fear. They rode the elevator up in silence. The doors opened into a penthouse. Glass walls, low lights, a view of the city that made her breath catch. Everything was sharp lines and quiet power. No clutter, no softness. "This is your safe place?" she asked. "For tonight," he replied. She stepped inside cautiously, heels clicking on marble. And after tonight? That depends on you. She turned to face him fully. I don't belong here. No, he said, but neither did you belong with him. The elevator doors slid shut behind them. The sound echoed. Amina hugged her arms around herself. You said you wanted nothing in return. I said right now, he corrected. Her pulse quickened. And later? Later, I'll want honesty. She laughed once. That's it? From you, he said. Yes. And from you. He paused. I don't make promises lightly. That's not comforting. Comfort is a luxury, he said. Safety is a necessity. He walked past her, shrugging off his jacket, loosening his cuffs. For the first time, he looked human, tired, burdened. You can use the guest room, he said. Lock the door if it helps. She hesitated. Daniel won't stop. I know. He'll look for me. I expect him to. That made her spine stiffen. That doesn't sound like protection. It's strategy, he replied calmly. Men like him don't disappear quietly. They make mistakes. And you're waiting for one. Yes, she stared at him. You're dangerous. I told you that. Why keep me here then? Because he won't come near you while you're with me. And if he does, Jae-Min stepped closer, his presence suddenly filling the room. Then he learns a very final lesson. The words weren't loud. They didn't need to be. Amina looked up at him, her heart hammering. I didn't ask for this. No, he said. You asked for survival. Silence stretched between them again. I should call my sister, she said suddenly. She'll be worried. He nodded. Do it. She blinked. You're letting me? I'm not your captor. The words eased something tight in her chest. She stepped away, pulling out her phone. Her sister answered on the second ring, panic flooding her voice. I'm okay, Amina said quickly. I'll explain later. I'm safe. She ended the call before questions could come. When she turned back, Jae-Min was watching her carefully. You didn't lie, he observed. No, she said. I'm safe, for now. A flicker of approval crossed his face. Get some rest, he said. Tomorrow will be complicated. Because of him. Because of us, he corrected. Her breath caught. There is no us. Not yet. She didn't know why that word sent a shiver through her. She moved toward the guest room, then paused at the doorway. Why did you whisper that you'd protect me? He looked at her steadily. Because you needed to hear it. And will you? Yes. No hesitation, no theatrics, just certainty. She closed the door softly behind her, heart racing, knowing one terrifying truth. Running to the most dangerous man in the room might have saved her life, but staying near him could change it forever. Amina didn't sleep. She lay on the guest bed, staring at the ceiling, listening to the distant hum of the city through glass walls. Every sound made her tense. Every shadow felt like it might move. Her phone buzzed. Unknown number. Her stomach dropped. She stared at the screen until it stopped vibrating. Then it buzzed again. A message appeared. You think hiding behind another man changes anything? Her hands went cold. Another message. I know where you are. She sat up, breath shallow, fingers trembling as she typed and erased replies she didn't send. A third message came through. Come out on your own. I won't make a scene. A soft knock came at the door. She nearly screamed. It's me, Jae-Min's voice said calmly. Open. She rushed to the door and unlocked it. He took one look at her face and knew. Show me. She handed him her phone. His jaw tightened as he read the messages. He's bluffing. You said he'd make mistakes, she whispered. What if this isn't one? He wants control, Jae-Min said. Fear is how he keeps it. He knows my fear. Jae-Min met her gaze. Not anymore. He took her phone and typed a reply. She's under my protection. Lose this number. He sent it. Her eyes widened. You shouldn't have. The phone rang instantly. Jae-min answered without hesitation. Put it on speaker. Put her on, Daniel snapped. This doesn't concern you. It concerns me, Jae-min said, because you touched something that belongs to me. Amina's breath caught. Daniel laughed, sharp and ugly. You don't even know her. I know enough. She's lying to you, Daniel continued. She always plays the victim. Jae-min's voice dropped. You have one chance to walk away. Or what? Or you disappear. Silence. Then Daniel spoke again, slower. You think you scare me? You're just another rich man hiding behind guards. Jae-min smiled faintly. You're still talking. The line went dead. Amina stared at him. You just threatened him. No, Jae-min corrected. I informed him. She hugged herself. This is my fault. No, he said firmly. It's his choice. She laughed weakly. You talk like everything is chess. Because emotion clouds judgment, he replied, and judgment keeps people alive. What about feelings? His eyes lingered on her. Feelings complicate things. And yet, she said quietly, you keep letting me stay. Yes. Why? He didn't answer immediately. Then, because when you sat on my lap, you trusted me with your life. Her chest tightened. I was terrified. So was I, he said. She frowned. You didn't look it. Looking calm is part of the job. And what is the job? She asked. He studied her, then said, Ask me tomorrow. She nodded slowly. Morning came too quickly. The city looked different in daylight, less forgiving, more real. Jae-min stood by the window on his phone when she emerged, dressed in one of his oversized shirts she'd borrowed because she had nothing else. His conversation stopped the moment he saw her. Cancel the meeting, he said into the phone. Reschedule. He hung up. You didn't have to do that, she said. I wanted to. They ate breakfast in quiet tension. Every glance lingered a second too long. Every silence felt heavy. So, she said finally, what happens now? You don't go anywhere alone, he replied. You don't answer unknown numbers. And you tell me everything. And my life, she asked. You live it, he said. Just not recklessly. She smiled faintly. You sound like a warning label. I am. A knock echoed through the penthouse. Jae-min's posture shifted instantly. A guard entered. Sir, we found him. Amina's heart slammed. Found who? Daniel, the guard said. He's been asking questions, loudly. Jae-min's expression went cold. Where? Gangnam. Bring him in. Amina froze. Bring him here? Yes, her voice shook. That's a terrible idea. No, Jae-min said. It's the end of this. Minutes later, Daniel was dragged into the penthouse, hands restrained, fury blazing in his eyes. His gaze snapped to Amina. There you are. She stepped back instinctively. Jae-min stepped forward. You don't look sorry, Jae-min observed. Daniel sneered. She's manipulating you. Jae-min tilted his head. You hurt her. She provoked me. The room went still. Jae-min's voice dropped to something dangerous. Say that again, Daniel laughed. You think she's special. She'll leave you too. Before Amina could react, Jae-min moved, not violently, not dramatically. He simply leaned in close enough that Daniel went quiet. You don't get to speak about her anymore, Jae-min said softly. Your obsession ends today. Daniel's bravado cracked. You wouldn't kill me. Too messy. Jae-min smiled. Who said anything about killing? He nodded once. The guards hauled Daniel away, his shouting fading into the distance. Amina stood frozen, adrenaline roaring in her ears. It's over, Jae-min said. She shook her head. It's not. It never is. He turned to her, eyes intense. Then stay. Her heart pounded. That's not a solution. It's a choice. She looked at him, really looked, and realized the truth that terrified her most. She felt safer with him than she ever had before, and that scared her more than Daniel ever did. She slid off his lap slowly, deliberately, like nothing had happened, like her pulse wasn't still crashing against her ribs. Jae-Min's hand lingered at her waist a second longer than necessary before he withdrew it, his expression already sealed back into something cold and unreadable. Across the room, Darius was still frozen, his confidence leaking out of him in real time. "Sit," Jae-Min said, voice low. Darius hesitated. The men behind him took one synchronized step forward. That was all it took. He dropped into the chair. Nala moved to Jae-Min's side, unsure where she stood now. Guest, shield, liability. He noticed the hesitation. "You're safe," he said quietly, not looking at her. "As long as you stay close." Darius let out a bitter laugh. "You think this is protection? You think he cares about you? You're just a prop to him." That did it. Jae-Min finally turned fully toward him, eyes sharp. "You came into my space," he said. "You disrespected my rules, and now you're speaking as if you still have leverage." Darius leaned forward, desperate now. "She's my girl. We had history before she even knew your name," Nala snapped. "I was never your property." The room went quiet. Jae-Min glanced at her, something unreadable flickering across his face. Approval, maybe. Then he stood. When he moved, everyone felt it. Power radiated off him, controlled and lethal. "You left her," Jae-Min said. "You disappeared, and when she rebuilt herself, you came back to claim what you abandoned." Darius swallowed. "That's not—" "You're done here." One of the guards stepped forward. Darius panicked. "Wait, Jae-Min, please. We can talk business. I know things. I have connections." Jae-Min raised a hand. The guard stopped. "For your sake," Jae-Min said calmly, "you will leave this city tonight. You will not contact her. You will not ask about her. If I hear your name near hers again—" He leaned in, voice dropping to a whisper only Darius could hear. "I won't warn you twice." Darius nodded frantically. "Understood. I swear." Jae-Min straightened. "Go." The guards escorted him out. The doors closed. Silence rushed back in like a held breath finally released. Nala exhaled shakily. Only then did her legs give out. Jae-Min caught her before she fell. "Easy," he said, steadying her. "Adrenaline crash." She laughed weakly. "Is that what that is?" "Yes." His grip tightened just slightly. "And shock." He guided her toward a private corridor, away from the main hall. The further they walked, the quieter it became, until the music and voices faded completely. She stopped walking. "Why did you help me?" she asked. He turned to face her. Up close, his composure cracked just a little. His jaw was tight. His eyes searched hers. "Because you were brave," he said, "and because he underestimated you." "That's not a real answer." He studied her for a long moment, then sighed. "Because I recognized fear, and I don't tolerate men who use it as a weapon." Her chest tightened. "You didn't even know me." "I know enough." She crossed her arms. "And now what? Am I part of your world?" His lips curved faintly. "That depends." "On what?" "On whether you want protection or power." She blinked. "Those are very different things." "They are," he agreed. "And one of them comes with a cost." Nala hesitated. Every instinct screamed danger. But another voice, quieter, stronger, whispered opportunity. "I'm tired of running," she said. "I'm tired of being afraid." Jae-Min nodded slowly. "Then you need rules." "Rules. Stay visible when you're with me. Never lie to me. And never use my name unless you mean it. And in return, no one touches you." His gaze hardened. "Ever again." Her heartbeat thundered in her ears. "What do you want from me?" A pause. "Honesty," he said. "And time." Time felt like the most dangerous thing she could give him, yet she nodded. That night he had a room prepared for her, not a guest room, but a suite guarded by two men she never saw speak. She sat on the edge of the bed long after he left, replaying everything in her head. She didn't sleep much. By morning word had already spread. The woman who sat on the boss's lap. The woman who made Darius disappear. At breakfast, Jae-Min joined her, calm as ever. "You're trending," he said casually, sliding her a phone. She frowned. "What?" "Rumors move fast." A pause. "Are you afraid?" She thought about it. About Darius's face when he realized he'd lost. About the way Jae-Min's voice never shook. "No," she said. "I'm angry." A corner of his mouth lifted. "Good. Why is that good?" "Anger sharpens instincts," he said. "Fear dulls them." She met his gaze. "You're training me." "I'm observing you," he corrected. "Training comes later." Her breath caught. "Later?" "Yes." He stood. "Get dressed. I'm taking you out." "Out where?" "To remind the city," he said calmly, "that you are under my protection." And as the doors opened and the guards fell into formation, Nala realized something terrifying and exhilarating at the same time. Sitting on his lap had saved her life. Standing beside him might change it forever. The car rolled through the city like it owned the streets. People glanced once, then twice, then looked away. Nala noticed it immediately. The way pedestrians suddenly found their phones interesting, the way other vehicles gave them space without a single horn. She sat beside Jae-Min in the back seat, posture straight, hands folded on her lap. The silence wasn't awkward, just heavy. "Relax," he said without looking at her. "Tension attracts attention." She let out a slow breath. "Easy for you to say." A faint smirk. "You'll learn." They stopped in front of a high-end cafe overlooking the river. Glass walls, open view. Public. Very public. Nala frowned. "You said protection. This feels like exposure." "Protection doesn't always mean hiding," Jae-Min replied as the door opened. "Sometimes it means being untouchable in plain sight." He stepped out first, offered his hand. She hesitated for half a second, then took it. The moment they walked in, conversations dipped, eyes followed, whispers sparked like static. Nala's chest tightened. He leaned closer, voice low. Eyes forward, chin up. Let them look. They sat. Drinks arrived without being ordered. She laughed under her breath. "Do you own this place too?" "No," he said, "but they know who does." She studied him. "Is this how you live? Like the whole world is waiting for instructions?" He met her gaze. "No, this is how I survive." A man approached their table, mid-40s, expensive suit, nervous smile. "Chairman Park," he said with a slight bow. "Didn't expect to see you this morning." "Mr. Han," Jae-Min replied evenly. "You know my rule about surprises." Han swallowed, then glanced at Nala. "I didn't realize you were..." "Accompanied." Jae-Min's hand settled on the table. "You do now." The message landed. Han nodded quickly. "Of course. My apologies. Enjoy your morning." He left. Nala stared after him. "You didn't threaten him." "I didn't need to." She shook her head slowly. "This world is insane." "Yes," Jae-Min agreed, "which is why rules matter." They finished their drinks. As they stood, Nala felt it, the shift, confidence creeping in where fear used to sit. Outside, a familiar voice cut through the air. "Nala." Her blood ran cold. She turned. Darius stood across the street, alive, still breathing, still stupid. Jae-Min didn't move. "I told him to leave the city." "You told him to disappear," Nala said quietly. He didn't listen. Darius crossed the street fast, ignoring the guards who moved instantly to block him. I just want to talk, he said, hands raised. That's it. Nala laughed, short, sharp. You always say that. Jae-Min finally spoke. You're trespassing, Darius scoffed. On a sidewalk? You're within my sight line, Jae-Min replied calmly. That's enough. Darius looked at Nala, eyes softening in a way that once worked. Come on. You know this isn't you. You don't belong here. She felt the old pull for about half a second. Then she stepped forward. I didn't belong with you either, she said. I just didn't know it yet. Darius's jaw tightened. He's manipulating you. She smiled. Funny, you used to say that about everyone who told me the truth. The guards closed in. Darius panicked. Wait, Nala, Jae-Min's voice sliced through. You were warned. He didn't raise his voice, didn't threaten. He simply turned away. That was worse. The guards grabbed Darius and dragged him toward a black SUV. He fought, shouted, cursed. Nala watched, heart pounding, but not with fear, with closure. As the car drove off, she realized her hands were shaking. Jae-Min noticed. You okay? Yes, she said, surprised that it was true. I think I am. They returned to the car. Inside, silence again. Different this time. Softer. You didn't have to face him, Jae-Min said. I did, she replied. For me. He nodded once. That matters. They arrived at a building she hadn't seen before, sleek, modern, guarded like a fortress. My office, he said. You should see where decisions are made. Inside, the air felt colder, sharper. People bowed. Doors opened without being touched. Nala followed him into a private room overlooking the city. This is where you decide who lives and who disappears, she asked. He met her gaze. No, this is where I decide who deserves protection, she swallowed. And me? He stepped closer. You're still deciding. So are you, she shot back. A pause, then he laughed quietly. You're not afraid of me? I am, she said honestly. Just not in the way you think. His expression shifted, interest replacing calculation. Stay, he said suddenly. She blinked. Stay where? Here, with me. Not as a guest. A beat. As someone under my direct protection. And the cost? People will associate you with me, he said. Enemies included. She thought of running, of quiet, of being small again. Then she thought of the way Darius's power evaporated the moment she stopped shrinking. I accept, she said. Jae-Min studied her like a chessboard, then nodded. Then you need to learn how this world works, he said. Fast. Are you going to teach me? Yes. A pause. Or it will destroy you. Her pulse raced, not with fear but anticipation. That night, as she stood by the window of her suite overlooking the city, Nala understood something clearly for the first time. She wasn't surviving anymore. She was stepping into something dangerous. And she liked it. Night didn't soften Seoul, it sharpened it. From Nala's window, the city glittered like a blade. Beautiful, dangerous. She barely slept. When morning came, there was a knock, precise, controlled. Up, a woman's voice said through the door. You're late already. Nala opened it to find a tall Korean woman in her early 30s, sharp bob, sharper eyes. I'm Mira, the woman said, already walking in. I run logistics, security coordination, and damage control. If something goes wrong around Chairman Park, I fix it. Nala raised an eyebrow. Do you sleep? Mira smirked. Eventually, get dressed. Chairman Park wants you downstairs. Downstairs turned out to be a private training room. No mirrors, no windows, just mats, weights, and weapons displayed like art. Jae-Min stood in the center, sleeves rolled up. You're late, he said. I was sleeping, Nala replied. Danger doesn't wait. She folded her arms. I didn't sign up to be a soldier. No, he agreed calmly. You signed up to survive. He gestured to Mira. Start with awareness. Mira circled Nala slowly. You're observant but emotionally reactive. You lead with instinct. That can get you killed. Nala bristled. Or save me. Only if trained, Mira shot back. Right now it makes you predictable. Jae-Min watched silently. They spent hours drilling basics, reading rooms, identifying exits, recognizing threats without staring. No punches, no guns, just perception. By noon, Nala's head hurt more than her body. You see that? Mira asked suddenly. Nala scanned the room. The vent. What about it? It's newer than the others. Recently opened. Mira smiled. Good. Again. Lunch was quiet. Jae-Min ate across from her, scrolling through his phone. You're serious about this, Nala said. I don't do anything halfway. She hesitated. Why me? He looked up. I already told you. I haven't decided yet. That's not an answer. It's the only honest one. That afternoon, things escalated. A call came in. Jae-Min stood abruptly. Get dressed, he said to Nala. You're coming? Where? A negotiation. Mira stiffened. With her? Yes. Nala blinked. You said I needed training. This is training. They arrived at a private club, dark, exclusive, pulsing with low music. Men in tailored suits, power in every corner. The air shifted the moment Jae-Min entered. Whispers, tension. Nala felt it and didn't shrink. They sat across from a man with silver hair and a smile that didn't reach his eyes. Chairman Park, the man said. You brought company. My business, Jae-Min replied. The man's gaze lingered on Nala. Interesting choice. Nala smiled sweetly. I get that a lot. The man chuckled. I like her. That won't save you, Jae-Min said flatly. The deal was about territory, ports, money, violence hidden behind polite words. Nala listened, really listened. When the man tried to pressure Jae-Min by mentioning weakness, Nala leaned forward. You're not negotiating, she said. You're testing. The room froze. Jae-Min's eyes flicked to her. The man laughed. And what if I am? Then you already lost, she replied. Because men who test instead of state terms don't have leverage. They're bluffing. Silence. Then the silver-haired man smiled wider. You're dangerous, Nala shrugged. I've been told. Jae-Min stood. We're done here. As they left, Mira hissed. You weren't supposed to speak. Nala met Jae-Min's gaze. Was I wrong? A long beat. No, he said. You weren't. Back in the car, tension hummed. That was reckless, Mira snapped. That was instinct, Nala shot back. Jae-Min raised a hand. Enough. He turned to Nayla. You read the room correctly, but timing matters. Speak when silence costs more than words. She nodded. I can learn that. I know. That night they stood on the balcony together. You surprised me, he said. She laughed softly. You keep saying that. You adapt quickly, he continued, too quickly for someone who's supposed to be afraid. She looked at him. Maybe I'm done being afraid. He studied her face, something unreadable behind his eyes. Fear keeps people alive, he said. So does courage, she replied. For a moment, the distance between them felt charged. Then his phone buzzed. His expression hardened instantly. What? She asked. Your ex, he said. He talked. Her stomach dropped. To who? To people he shouldn't have survived long enough to speak to. She clenched her fists. So what now? Jae-Min turned to her fully. Now, you stop being adjacent to my world. And start being what? My responsibility. Her breath caught. That sounds dangerous. It is, he said. For both of us. She searched his face. Are you sure? He leaned in, voice low. No, but I'm committed. The city roared beneath them. If this story is pulling you in, pause for a second. Like the video, subscribe and comment what you think Nala should do next. Trust me, it only gets darker from here. The next threat didn't come loud, it came quiet. Nala felt it before she saw it, the shift in air, the way the guards stiffened, the way Mira's voice dropped when she spoke into her calm. "Chairman," Mira said, eyes scanning the street below the building. "We've got movement." Jae-Min didn't react outwardly. He just stepped closer to Nala, his shoulder barely brushing hers. "Inside," he said. Too late. The explosion wasn't huge, but it was intentional. A warning. Glass shattered 3 floors down. People screamed. Sirens began to bleed into the night. Nala's breath hitched. Jae-Min's hand closed around her wrist. "Move!" They were already in motion, down a private stairwell, guards forming a wall around them. Nala's heart slammed as adrenaline took over. "Was that because of me?" she asked, breathless. "Yes," he said without hesitation. The honesty stunned her more than the blast. They reached the armored car. Doors slammed. The engine roared. Only when they were moving did Jae-Min turn to her. "You okay?" She nodded, though her hands were shaking. "You said he wouldn't touch me." "He didn't," Jae-Min said. "This was a message to me." "That I'm a weakness." His jaw tightened. "No. That you matter." She swallowed. "That's worse." "Yes," he agreed. They arrived at a secondary residence, smaller, quieter, more fortified. Inside, Mira immediately began issuing orders. Double perimeter, no outside comms, sweep everything. Nala stood frozen until Jae-Min approached her. "Sit," he said gently. She sat. The silence pressed in. "I didn't sign up for bombs," she said quietly. "No one ever does." She looked up at him. "If I leave, this stops, right?" His eyes darkened. "You think this is about proximity, isn't it?" "No," he said. "It's about choice. You chose not to run. They noticed." Her chest tightened. "So what now?" He knelt in front of her, meeting her eyes fully for the first time since the attack. "Now," he said, "you decide who you are in this world." Her voice trembled. "I don't want to be a pawn." "Then don't be," he said. "Be a variable." She laughed weakly. "You talk like danger is math. In my world it is." A beat. "Teach me," she said. He searched her face. "Once you start, there's no going back." "I already sat on your lap in front of half the city," she said. "I think the bridge is gone." A ghost of a smile touched his lips. "Very well. Training changed after that. It wasn't just awareness anymore. It was strategy, language, silence, power dynamics." Mira drilled her relentlessly. "Never beg," Mira said. "Never explain. People who ask for mercy don't get it." "And love?" Nala asked one night, exhausted. Mira paused. "Love is leverage. Treat it carefully." Jae-Min watched from a distance, saying little, but noticing everything. Weeks passed. Nala changed, not hardened, but sharpened. Then Darius resurfaced, not in person, on screen. A video leaked online. Old clips, cropped moments, lies stitched together to paint her as manipulative, dangerous, immoral. The comments were vicious. She stared at the phone, chest burning. "He's trying to ruin me." Jae-Min took the phone calmly. "He's trying to survive." "Make it stop," she whispered. He looked at her. "I can. But you need to decide if you want to disappear or stand." She lifted her chin. "I'm tired of hiding." He nodded once. The next day, Jae-Min did something unprecedented. He appeared publicly, with her. A charity gala, cameras everywhere. When he offered her his arm, the room lost its breath. Whispers exploded. She leaned in, voice barely audible. "They're staring." "Good," he murmured. "Let them learn." At the podium, Jae-Min spoke calmly about culture, unity, protection. Then, without warning, he did the unthinkable. "This woman," he said, resting a hand at Nala's back, "is under my name." Gasps. Nala's heart nearly stopped. Afterward, backstage, she confronted him. "You didn't warn me." "You didn't hesitate," he replied. "That was permanent." "Yes." Her voice dropped. "Do you know what you just did to me?" "I elevated you," he said, "and tied my reputation to yours." She stared at him. "Why?" A long pause. "Because if they come for you," he said quietly, "they come for me too." Her breath caught. That night she didn't go to her room. She went to his. The air between them was thick, unspoken words pressing against the walls. "You didn't have to do that," she said. "I wanted to." "Why?" she asked again. This time he didn't dodge. "Because you're not a weakness," he said. "You're a mirror, and I don't look away from what reflects me." Silence. Then she stepped closer. "You said love is leverage." "Yes." "And power. Power is choosing where to place your heart." She reached for him. "Then choose." He did. The fallout was immediate. Enemies didn't wait. Neither did consequences. By dawn, threats flooded in, coded messages, warnings disguised as politeness. Jae-Min moved through it all with precision. But Nala felt the shift. The world had narrowed. Choices mattered faster now. Then Mira brought the news. "They've found Darius," she said. "He's offering information, names, routes, yours included." Nala's stomach twisted. "He won't stop." "No," Jae-Min agreed. "He won't." She stood quietly for a moment, then said, "Let me see him." Mira stiffened. "Absolutely not." Jae-Min studied her. "Why?" "Because this ends with me," Nala said. "Not with bombs, not with shadows, with words." Hours later, they brought Darius in. He looked smaller, desperate. "Nala," he breathed, "you don't understand what you're mixed up in." She stepped closer, calm, controlled. "I understand exactly who you are." He scoffed weakly. "You think he loves you? You're a phase," she smiled. "No, I'm a decision." She leaned in, voice steady. "You don't want protection. You want relevance. And this is the last time you'll get it." His face cracked. "Please, walk away," she said. "Disappear, or live the rest of your life looking over your shoulder knowing I chose mercy." He stared at her, then nodded. "I'll go." Jae-Min watched her closely as the guards took Darius away. "You didn't ask me to handle it," he said. "I needed to know I could," she replied. That night they stood on the same balcony where it all shifted. "You've changed," he said. "So have you." A pause. "Do you regret sitting on my lap?" he asked quietly. She smiled. "No, I regret not standing sooner." He reached for her hand. "I can't promise safety," he said. "I don't want safety," she replied. "I want truth." He squeezed her fingers. "Then stay." She did. Weeks later, the city whispered differently. Not about scandal, but about respect. Afro-Korean stories were born that way. Not from fantasy, but from survival, choice, and a woman who refused to be erased. And if you stayed till the end, you already know. This wasn't just a story. It was the beginning. If this story held you, like the video, subscribe for more Afro-Korean romance stories. Comment what you felt most, because your voice matters here. To everyone watching from the US, Europe, Asia, we see you. Bye for now.